When my lifelong friend and travel buddy asked me if I wanted to go to Portugal, my immediate answer was yes, yes, and yes. To this day, this may have been one of the most amazing places I've ever visited, and I've been trying to find a way to express the feelings that come up for me whenever I think about this trip. It's been hard to articulate it clearly because it's a mixture of similar yet opposite emotions, but I'll try. This trip started in Porto, where I spent the first day alone, roaming through the streets. My first impression was how quaint it was. Walking around the streets away from the touristy activities, I noticed how somber and mellow it felt. I really enjoyed seeing the slow pace of life, watching people perched on their balconies, the clotheslines wavering in the air. I found a park that was filled with elders playing board games, and that brought a little bit of joy to my heart. Porto had a peace attached to it that I really loved. On the second day, I reunited with Allison. Our day consisted of just exploring the streets and some of the beautiful landmarks around the city. I decided to take her to that park where friends, lovers, and families gather to unwind. It had a stunning view of the river and the landscape around it. We took sips of the local beer and resumed our activities afterwards. Wine and pastel de natas were definitely on the agenda. As the sun started to set, we made our way by the river, where all of the activities happened. And this is where the city truly came alive. That's it, that's all we can fit. The next day we rented a car, a semi-automatic car that ended up being a pretty stressful part of the trip. We did not know it was semi-automatic. After getting lost for a while, we made it to Obidos, a small fairy tale-like town with a medieval feel to it, with bright flowers and narrow streets. The main street led to a really well-preserved castle. Although we couldn't go inside, we did walk up to the walls of the castle to enjoy a scenic and peaceful view of the village. Before leaving, we grabbed a meal and a ginger shot, which is a specialty of Obidos. It's a very strong cherry liquor that is usually served in a chocolate cup. Our next adventure led us to Peniche, where we took a ferry to the Berlengas Island. On this island, we saw the João Baptista Fortress, and it's located on the main island, and it looked just so beautiful. Unfortunately, though, there wasn't much to see. It was just a bed and breakfast. But the turquoise seawater and the orange cliffs made such a beautiful color palette. It was just perfect for just taking in the scenery and relaxing. Peniche doesn't really have much to do. It's a small fishing town, but I really did enjoy being by the ocean. The night before, we grabbed some wine and we headed out to the coast and went swimming in the cold Atlantic Ocean at nighttime. It was definitely a memorable night. The next day, we stopped by again to see the surfers, and then we made our way to Sintra. Sintra was magical in a different way than Obidos. We ended up going to the Peña Palace, which was beautiful. I think the color palette was absolutely stunning. What I particularly loved was the view. So much greenery around it, and I love that there was a beautiful garden attached to it. In that same note, we visited another castle, which we were not able to enter, so we walked around the perimeter, but it had another beautiful garden, and it was at that moment that I realized that I definitely will want to have a garden in the future. Just something that I can go on a stroll with my friends and talk about life. Vlogging your travels is hard because some of the most impactful moments are the conversations that you have with people, and those are hardly ever captured. This trip is so special to me because of the vulnerability and intimate moments that happened between Allison and I. So yeah, it's hard for me to find a single word to describe this trip. But in the midst of all the chaos that happened, there was so much beauty and this overwhelming feeling of joy and happiness, and feeling just so blessed to be able to have these experiences, to see such beautiful places, and to share it with somebody that is extremely important and special to me. When I think about my life and the moments that make it special, I always go back to moments like these.